What would be your first impulse buy after winning the lottery? Food. I don't like making decisions on an empty stomach. I would add a private room and bring a notepad to make a list while I order the most expensive steak available. That would be step 1, and top of the list would be the same for day 2, but the most expensive Italian restaurant. I love making lists. I make them every day because my brain is shot. If I could make a huge list of shit and actually make it all happen with money that I have, that would be the dream. Second on list would be to hire a personal assistant to make my lists with daily progress while I chill. No work and feel accomplished. Make a list, then throw money at it. I'd purchase my very own congressman. That only cost like $30,000. So true, I could get like a 6-pack. Buy 10 and you can upgrade to adopting an entire political party. Congressmen are the cheapest in Idaho. In that case, the logical thing would be to go ahead and buy all of them. Full body laser hair removal. It's 100% worth it if you have the right hair and skin type. I have very pale skin and dark thick hair. Now any hair that's left in the treated areas is so light colored and fine you can't see it except at an angle in specific lighting. And I can't feel it. 10 out of 10 would do again. Ghosty, hairy person here too to agree with this. Got full legs done back in 2011 or 2012, and to this day I only spot shave a few dark hairs every few months. I could go for a touch-up on the service I purchased, but I'm too lazy lol. Girl same, haha. Doesn't help that the place was 15 minutes away when I started, but then I moved another 15 minutes away and I don't want to make an hour trip just for a few strays. I'd get a burger and fries at Five Guys. Whoa whoa whoa. You want some money left over, don't you? It's an investment. I'm gonna sell the fries individually to the poors that can't afford the whole order. Then buy 2 orders with that money. You know, like Lucy cigarettes. Like Lucy's. Holy shit. Careful now. You don't want to raise a flag with the IRS. Now there's a man with a plan. Go to the shop and buy whatever I liked without worrying that I was spending money I didn't have. It would be great to not have the guilt of buying, so I'd be buying anything. £5 for fresh fruit? I wouldn't even look at the price, it would be a gift in itself. Exactly. Buy the name brand coffee. Peanut butter. Laundry detergent. Fill my SUV all the way up. Use my air conditioning in my home without worry. Of course, this is after I've taken care of my family, select friends, and all the abused, homeless animals. Filling all the way up is one I've never understood. You're going to use the gas anyway, right? Sometimes you need the cash to stay available in your bank account and not sitting in your gas tank. When I was broke, I used to only ever fill up $10 at a time, because you can always go back and get more gas, but if you fill your tank and then need some extra cash, you can't exactly change your mind and return the gas. This is giving me PTSD from my poor days. 1967 Shelby GT 500. 1969 Boss 429. But the 67 Shelby is a close second. I literally was thinking a few days ago about what sort of cars I'd buy if I was rich, cause I was watching Top Gear and my first thought was Eleanor. I kinda like the convertible Bentley, if we're talking new, not vintage, cars. I'd be pretty tempted to snag up a Hoonigan car. Or just have them build one for me. You mean Eleanor? My mom's student loan debt. Oof. This makes me sad. She's good. She's a doctor making a lot of money, but because of reasons it's just become a lot over many years. Heartwarming, but that's not what an impulse buy is lol. It's something I would spend the money on very quickly and without thinking about it much. Walk into Taco Bell and tell everyone lunch is on me. That will cost tens of dollars. Too reckless. Fuck bud, you been there lately? Fucking some of their meals are like $12. I just don't know if I want to give myself diarrhea that bad. When you're constipated you sometimes need it. Fair enough. Crazy expensive compared to the old days. I remember being full on $3. Last time we went there, it was $23. For 2 people, no beverages, it was cold and not fresh. I was so bummed I never gone back. It's been almost 3 years since I've run to the border. A wig, super long nails, and makeup that would make me look like a completely different person because the state I live in does not allow you to claim your prize anonymously and they publish your picture. Get a trust and estate attorney instead, have them create a trust for you and they can pick it up in the name of the trust. I work at a law firm and we have an attorney who goes to pick up lotto winnings regularly. He poses with the ridiculous big checks and everything. This should be added to the what to do if you win the lottery post. And that sounds like a really fun job. One of the first things on that post is to get an attorney. The attorney should know to do this and can advise on the state-specific rules and such. Good point. One of those dog houses those rich TikTok people have that's basically an actual house. My dog will have a huge bed, a couch, a kitchen with multiple automatic dog food feeders that each will dispense different dog foods at the press of a button, operable by the dog, the cleanest water, a backyard with a fetch machine, cabinets filled with treats and a fridge filled with his favorite foods, and a pool. This probably actually wouldn't be the first thing I buy, but I definitely would buy this if I had enough money, and he definitely deserves it. Can my dogs come over and see how the other half lives? Who let the dogs out? Your dog only wants to be with you, so you'd better like that house too. Your dog will still scratch at your back door to get in and sleep on your old couch. Impulse buy right away? Probably the content of my online shopping carts from the different artists whom I follow the work, for some of them since years now, without always being able to support their work. They share their work online for free. I wish to give them back what their generosity deserve. I wish you could have all those things. A house next to the sea. I love this. Mine would similarly be books, comic complications and art prints from some of my faves, most of whom I've supported through disabling ad blockers on their website for 15 to 20 years, but never been able to buy more than a small item from. Fun. Top shelf Wagyu. Like the proper good stuff. Always been curious. Then an apartment or house in Monaco. Love me some F1. And don't forget to buy the tickets for the Eau Rouge/Rydillon grandstands. Not expensive compared to Monaco, but I'd do it immediately. A 5-wagon, nothing special to be honest. Just a buttery, tender steak. I had some during a 10-course meal at this super fancy restaurant. Spent $1,000 on the 10-course for my GF and I. I wasn't impressed with the steak, but it's still very good. Front row seats to the worst race on the calendar. You'd be sad in Monaco. Bold of you to assume I'm not sad everywhere. My debt, lol. Yeah, I'd go crazy and pay my student loans, and maybe, if there's any leftover, I'd buy a gumball at the grocery store. Gumballs plateaued, what a shame. That's not impulse though. At least say a fistful of beers. I'd go to the bar, order a round for the entire bar, and then sit there and pay off my house and all my debts via my phone. Bad news, you'll find out paying your house off early is a huge hassle. You have to get a payoff statement and you can't pay electronically even if EPR mortgage payments are electronic. My plan is to get the lawyer and get a plan, but right after getting the check it's a 6-week European vacation. First, because I've always wanted to go, but secondly, to have some of the fanfare die down. Just get used to having the money. This is for the super large jackpots. If I won $1 million or so, I would put it in savings and just move the retirement plans up accordingly. Debt is the first thing that comes to mind, but that's not really impulsive. Maybe buy me and my best friend new cars. Hers was stolen a few months ago and she hasn't been in a place financially to get a new one. Yeah, all I can think about is paying off my house/car and maybe paying off all my family's houses. And give to animal rescues. I love animals. Ooh yes, love to all the animals. The time of a good lawyer and a good money manager. That isn't an impulse buy. In fact, considering proper planning of a good lawyer and money manager is the polar opposite of what this question is about. Welcome to another day on AskReddit, where people use the questions to talk about pretty much whatever they want to talk about, lol. Maybe they're impulsively responsible. You don't know. We have these buttermilk pastries in my country called Kernmelkshorn that are like a bunch each, but are half off if you buy them after 8 p.m. I would buy them at 7:55 to establish dominance. I love this answer. Impulse buy is hard to say, because that's how impulse buys work. If I say what I planned on buying, it wouldn't be an impulse. I've been getting into airsoft lately, so probably an airsoft gun of some kind. There's a couple I've been eyeing up online, but no, I couldn't afford unless I got very good at saving money and waited a year. My first planned purchase would be a really good mattress. My current one is not very good. Although, I say that, if I've won the lottery, I probably would move house and buy all new furniture. So maybe a mattress would count as an impulse buy? Which airsoft guns are you looking at? Been thinking about getting into it? If you're thinking of getting into it, I'll give you the advice my friend gave me: the gun is the last thing you buy. Buy appropriate clothes, boots, etc. first. Most airsoft events offer higher guns and safety gear. The gun is the most expensive bit of the hobby, after all. I'm planning on going shopping for one during the week with my friend who's a regular, so he can help me find a good beginner's pick. If I won the lottery though, I'd get a P90 for sure. I was a big Stargate nerd growing up, so that'd be my weapon of choice. I have all my old army gear, boots, LBV, etc. Just need a mask. Well, that'll certainly help, if you already have 90% of what you need. Getting some good eye protection and a mask will be your next move. Then you can look into getting your own gun. I recommend going along to a nearby site and playing with their higher gear, and just have a chat with the folks who run it and the regulars. They all want as many people as possible coming along and having fun, so they'll be happy to recommend the best quality and most affordable gear for you to pick up for yourself. If it's a truly impulse buy, it would be first-class tickets on a flight to Paris and a fancy hotel suite in the heart of the city. My girlfriend really wants to go to Paris. She's never been. Plus, that would give us a couple weeks to discuss what we're going to do with the money. Some good wine, bread, cheese, and cured meats on a picnic near the Eiffel Tower. We just spend the day talking about where we're gonna move and what we're gonna do next. It would be sublime. If I may make a suggestion, have that picnic in Champagne. It's only an hour from Paris. I'll keep that in mind for when I win the lottery, lol. When you win, you can do both. Don't forget about your old buddy Joe Shabadoo when you do. A new phone with a new number. I'd have a hard time believing I'd actually won, and it must be some kind of elaborate prank. I'd photocopy the ticket on both sides, then put the real ticket in a Ziploc bag and tape it to my stomach under my shirt. The photocopy is because every so often I'll want to look at it, because I'll wonder if I read it wrong. Once I'd turned it in and verified I'd won and the winnings were in my name, I'd take vacation time from work, because I don't really want to quit until I'm financially set. I'd form a corporation and buy several houses that were for sale, and rent them out at a reasonable rate. The goal is not to grind the renters down to get every single dollar I can squeeze out of them. The goal is to get renters who appreciate the good deal and take good care of the properties so I don't have any headaches. If I own several houses outright, no mortgage, and they are rented, I can finally start to relax a little and start believing that I have one. Interest rates fluctuate, and when there is a dip to maybe 4%, I'd refinance the houses to get mortgages for maybe half their value, and then use that money to look for more good deals on houses. So you want to be a landlord? I wouldn't say want. I just see that as the only viable business to invest in. Currently, most landlords charge too much, and they are cruel to their tenants. I see that as an opportunity. Most rentals have a high turnover, and the tenants are often rough on the property because they have been treated so badly. If the tenants were treated nicely and the rents were fair, then good tenants would want to stay. If you have a better investment idea, I am willing to listen. House in Italy. But not in Tuscany. There simply isn't any available. An island with its own airport, a jet-to-jet about, a 100-foot yacht in the Mediterranean. Think big. Me too. I'd get motorcycle training to get my full license to ride the big bikes, and a new motorcycle. Epic and not even that expensive after winning the lottery. I'd probably also make some big charitable donations after paying off all my debt. After the motorcycle though. The bike comes first. Near me the motorcycle class is $125 and take either one weekend or 2 weeknights and 2 Saturdays. I'd imagine it can't be drastically different near you. In the UK it's £700 for the direct access course to get the big bike license, quite a pretty penny, plus I need to pass a theory test before taking it, which is £23. I've already done the CBT, which lets me ride a 125 cubic centimeters with all plates on. That alone was £300, £175 plus £125 for the retake. I had to come back a second time. Let that imagination of yours run wild, winky face, drastically different indeed. Don't ask how much I pay for my insurance at 30 years old with no accidents on my record, it's too depressing. Oh. Well, I apologize for assuming you were in the US. Bad habit I have here on Reddit. I'd buy a used bookstore, preferably one that people rarely shop at. I would go to work at it every day. No one would know I had money, but I would be happy sipping coffee and tea and reading all day. I would get a little orange cat to live in my bookstore and keep me company. It would have crazy wooden shelves that are overloaded with books and make weird little passageways and be very confusing and have odd decorations in random places. At the end of the labyrinth there would be a couple of ratty super comfy chairs with doilies on the arms and a fireplace for comfortable reading. And I would wear squashy, comfortable knit sweaters and slippers every day at work and look eccentric and strange. Surely you'd want a day off every so often. Please hire me to fill in for you while you're out. That sounds like paradise. Can we be best friends now? I'll crochet tiny toys for your little orange cat. I went to a board game store that was kinda like your bookstore plans. Thousands of games tucked into little rooms with crazy aisles. Please like and subscribe for more daily content.